I had had enough.
Well, you drove out there into the middle of nowhere and had some sort of loud verbal display challenging ET in general out in the middle of
That's
nowhere?
what I was doing. I actually had a pistol in my hand at the time. I was really ticked off. When I was having this fit, I was waving the gun in the air, okay, and I had this fit. And at this moment, I said, okay.
He was a Louisiana man named Montaldo. Folks around called him Six Gun Joe. Works with ICAR, don't you know? Investigating UFOs. Out for a drive with a gal one night, they stopped to check out the reporting site. When an alien lit right there on the ground, he commenced to throwing his weight around. Now, old Six Gun didn't take too kindly to that kind of thing, especially without Vaseline or anything like that, Seriously. Well, Six Gun looked that critter right in the eye and said, "Any last wish before you die?" Yo, reached for his gun, quick as a twitch, and said, "Fill your claw, you son of a bitch." Now a legend spread across the land about this pistol-waving man. But if you're from space or from Earth below, you don't give no lip to Six Gun Joe.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to this most beautiful Tuesday night in the whole wide world. Hey, Heidi. Hey, Patsy. Hey, there's my brother, Pat. Good to see you. Thanks for popping on. Uh, Sherry, always a pleasure for you to come on. Sally, almost, gosh, man, you picked a good day to be on. I mean, I'm telling you, it's just a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday night. And you're saying to yourself, why, Sean, why is it a wonderful night? Why is it a wonderful night, Sean? Why are you so happy? I'm going to tell you why I'm happy. Because I went to my doctor's today. Hey, Kevin. I went to my doctor's today, and they took a CT X-ray. Then I saw the surgeon, and they saw she saw the CT and the X-ray. I am 100% cancer free. I have no cancer in my lymph nodes. I have no more cancer in my lungs. I have no more cancer anywhere on inside my body. And I am so freaking happy. That is good. I mean, I'm just ecstatic. She did tell me, though, there's a good possible chance that it could come back. And I'm just ecstatic. Now, thank you, everybody. It just feels so good. Now, I'm not out of the woods yet because There's still some more recovery going on. Thank you, Patsy, Heidi. But there's I'm still long-winded and all kinds of stuff. I'm allowed to go back to work Monday, but it's only going to be light duty, and that's going to be for like 6 weeks. But I'm telling you what. Hey, Mish, good to see you, hon. I'm just so happy that I got that good news today. You know, so that's why I'm happy. I'm just so happy. And before my show started, I was on a special edition of News on the Flip Side, and they were talking with Joe and talking with Jay. So in the middle of my show tonight, okay, don't be surprised if Joe or Jay pop in and try to sneak in a couple things or show themselves, or they come up with an election result. I don't know, but whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And I'm telling you what, and like I did, are you happy that Sherry, Patsy, and I are? Cool. Mark, how are you, buddy? And I'll tell you what, and I had, oh, Sherry's here, Heidi. But I'll tell you what, and I had a show on it a couple shows ago, and it's the power of prayer. It's the power of healing. People send in healing energy. People send in angel energy. All kinds of energy are being sent to me. And it's great because I can actually feel it. I can actually feel all that wonderful energy. My brother did go along with me today, which I'm very grateful for the doctor's appointment. And I'm telling you what, that the doctor, the surgeon, was like so impressed how everything was gone, how it all was gone. And, everything healed. And, it like if I would say, yeah, it's all my dear friends out there sending me a lot of positive energy, a lot of healing energy, is what did it. Yes, you know. And I thank every single person, every single wonderful person sending me all this energy and all this angel love and the prayers too. I truly, truly appreciate it. I have a couple announcements before we get into the show. Parallel chat. Okay. All right, where are we at here? Kurt says, "Hey, Sean, everyone, good to see you too, Kurt. Thanks for popping in today." Hey, Johnny, good to see you. Thank you for popping in tonight. But you know what, everybody? I want to thank UPRN Talk Radio 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans. For giving me the opportunity to give you an hour show on Sunday and on Tuesday nights, 8:10 to 9:10 p.m. on this platform. And I'm grateful for everybody. I really, really am grateful that they're giving me this opportunity. So, and don't forget, right after my podcast tonight, you got the Gateway podcast with my dear friend CL. And her guest tonight is Todd Bates, and he's Life After the Haunted Voice. Thank you, John. Thank you, John Conley. Wonderful cousin, one of the best cousins out there. But I still, it's hard to talk for a while. But that's CL's guest tonight is Mr. Todd Bates. So when you're done watching my show tonight, please go over there and give her some love, and give Mr. Todd Bates some love too. He needs it too. But now on to the show. Tonight, can items have bad mojo attached to them? Well, I'm going to tell you, give you a little thing here. So 2 days ago, my brother, he found his dog tags from 30 years ago. He found them. It's like they just popped up. And what happened was he was excited to get them. And so he put them on. Okay. And you could just see the transformation that he went through. Okay. He went from having good day, happy go lucky, joking around, all kinds of good stuff. And all of a sudden he put those dog tags on. And his persona just changed 180% to the negative. If you looked at his eyes, like I did see his eyes, I didn't want to tell him, but hey, Michelle. But when you saw his eyes, okay, they absolutely, hey, Bill Rigby, good to see you. Thank you. If you would have saw my brother's eyes, they were total black. Total black. Yes, there's a lot of negative energy in those dog tags. And so what he did was, like the next day, he took the tags off. And then he flipped back to being the regular Patrick that he is. It got really, really scary, okay? To see my brother turn that quick. And he hasn't had these dog tags on for at least over 30 years. Can you imagine all the mojo, the bad mojo that was attached to all that? And you always had to wear your dog tags in the service, always. I'm sure, I guarantee it, he's not the only person. I said I absolutely believe energy can attach themselves to objects. In many cases throughout time, especially if someone had loved that object, wore it, jewelry, clothes, handmade, an object. So I told my brother what to do, put him in a box with sea salt and bury it by a tree. Yes. And so if he did it yet, I don't know. Yeah, it is like looking at old photos there, Mish. But and he hasn't worn them for a day and a half now, and he's back to being Patrick. The Patrick I knew, because when he had them tags on, he did not. I did not know that Patrick. It was like somebody different. So, has anybody ever experienced this before? Anybody? Sally says, I've been considering throwing away all my secondhand furniture in case there's negative stuff attached to it. Okay, Sally, you know what? You got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? Just be careful. I mean, and think about it. Look at all the people who go to antique stores. Okay. They go to the antique store and they buy these wonderful, cute, old antique stuff. Kurt says, your dog tags were forced to experience all horrible things through battle along with you. They are almost like your companion, guaranteed can hold all sorts of energy. That is so true. And Sally, cleanse it. You know, try to find, I like what Mish had to say, you cleanse it. You cleanse before you get rid of it, cleanse it. That girl says, I just smudge everything. And Patsy said, I always cleanse. And Heidi says, handmade wooden furniture. I had a piece once, and I swear bad juju omitted from that mofo. I moved it around until it ended up outside on the curb. So you go to that antique store and you get some antiques, and there are not so happy spirits that are attached to those items. And you know what will happen wherever that items go, that spirit with them that are attached to those items will go with that. And you just don't know what you're bringing home with you. That girl says someone else's junk was my treasures, got me through rough spots. But you know what? Um, I always like to give the little theory on the salt and pepper shakers that you find at a antique store. Okay, you got old salt and pepper shakers, and there's a mean spirit. Patrick says, "Good night, everyone. Everything Sean said is true, 100% true." Good night, Pat. Talk to you soon, buddy. And I'm telling you what, you don't know what's going to happen. And another haunted item that I'd like to tell you about. There was a girl in my group a long time ago, and we went over her house. Just have a little party, PPS party. And what happened was she brought out this old Ouija board. This old Ouija board. I mean, this sucker was old. It was like an antiquer. And what happened was, I said that when I saw it, it was like, oh my God, all the negative energy on this board. Long story short, I told her what to do with it if she wanted to. I said, bury it under that big old oak tree out in your backyard. And she had one. And they did. But what was crazy about the whole thing was the day they buried it, I mean, it was around the fall time, and the leaves were starting to fall off the tree. And what happened was they buried it right by the tree. And we had a big, major, like, windstorm come through, and all the leaves were knocked off the tree. And the area where they buried that Ouija board, okay, not one leaf fell on that area. And that's the God's truth. That is the spiritual. Leaves all around that area, and not one landed on the place where they buried that Ouija board. And so a month went by and it started to snow. Okay. And it was a big snow. We got about 3 inches. And she sent me a picture the next day. And the picture that she sent me was her backyard with all the snow in her backyard, but the area where she buried that board, there was no snow at all. No snow. And that kind of like creeped me out. And it was like, wow. I mean, think about the energy that was in that board. I mean, this thing was grounded by the oak tree. See, once you put things into the ground against the tree with some sea salt in that, in the box with whatever you had the Ouija board in, sea salt, pure sea salt, and to still radiate the negative energy coming from that board, where no leaves fell upon the area, nor any snow landed on that area. Kevin says, if a random piece has bad vibes attached, you will know. But once you cleanse and make it your own, you can have your energy into it. And over time, it becomes your own furniture or whatnot. I didn't know that, Kev. Kevin, I would come back and ask you, or, like, well, if it had the bad mojo at the time, I mean, you're going to, or messed up energy. But if you're going to have this thing, you better cleanse it right away. If not, I mean, it's going to be, It's going to cause you some grief before you do cleanse it. Mish, I love you. Oh my God. This says, pee on your furniture. Put your essence into it. LOL, I'm joking. God, I love you, Mish. You're the greatest. He says he can transmute too. But everybody, listen, it is 8:30 Eastern time right now, and it's time to take a break. And when I come back, okay, I got a list here from Wikipedia that there are some haunted objects out there, and I'm going to share some of them with you. So you all know what to do. Go out and grab a cigarette, grab a pot, grab some tea, grab some cat, some whatever. I'll see you in a couple minutes. Okay, everybody? What can I play first? Let's go here.
Have you ever felt you weren't alone? Something in the shadows, a light in the sky, a creature no one believes you saw? Welcome to Paranormal Heart Podcast, where ghosts, cryptids, UFOs, aliens, and the unknown aren't just stories. They're real encounters. Join me, Kat Ward, every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern on the United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM, New Orleans, and 105.3 the Gulf Coast. UPRNTalkRadio.com, YouTube, and wherever you find your favorite podcast. Paranormal Heart Podcast. Paranormal talk from the heart and soul.
Welcome to Don't Whistle at Night podcast, where Navajo legends echo in the shadows. Darren and Dawn will guide you through the sacred fire of native storytelling, where the old stories breathe, the unknown walks among us, and voices, long hidden, rise to be heard. And remember, don't whistle at night.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the second part of Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly. I want to thank you, PRN Talk Radio, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans. Couple announcements. Thank you, Vet. I was just diagnosed that I have no cancer at all left in my body, so I am cancer-free. And I'm a happy-go-lucky person. Still can't do the Irish jig yet. Okay, just can't do that. Because God only knows what, if I die of winded thing, I still have a hard time talking and walking and stuff like that. But thank you. Heidi. But also remember that Miss C.L. Thomas, the Gateway Podcast, she's right on after me tonight. And I do believe she starts at 9:15. I'm not sure, 9:10, 9:15. And her guest tonight is Todd Bates. It's Life After the Haunted Voice. So after you're done watching my show tonight, please go over and give CL all the love that she gets and send her that beautiful, wonderful energies. Thank you. So we were talking about haunted objects. Thank you, Joni. Thank you, Kurt. Um, and just a story about at the start how I got to this topic tonight is what I saw in my brother a couple nights ago, where he found his dog tags that he wore 30 years ago or over 30 years ago when he was in the service. And he was a happy-go-lucky guy. And then he put these dog tags on when he was in the Navy. And he went from a happy-go-lucky guy to some freaking I don't want to. I hate the word demonic. I really do, but a really evil, negative spirit attached to him. His eyes turned black, and he just wasn't my brother. It was a scary scene. Scared the shit out of me. Scared the shit out of my mom. But once he took those dog tags off, man, he flipped back over to being Patrick again. So it just goes to show, even after 30 years, the negative energy from the dog tags that hung on his neck was still there. And that's a long freaking time, a long time. I remember with me and my dog tags, I threw mine out in the ocean. They're right there somewhere out in the middle of the Atlantic. I didn't keep mine. Could have gotten in trouble, but I don't know. I was a little rebellious back then, so I just took them off and I threw them in the ocean. But I'm here today. So that's what we talked about. Can items still have some bad mojo attached to them? And they can, absolutely. I witnessed it myself the other night. And I'm sure there are people out there that's listening to the show, people in the chat room, okay, are that happened to them. So in this part of the show, the second part, I went on Wikipedia, okay, and I got a list of some of the objects that are said to be cursed, okay. And the first one is a painting, an abstract figure. It's called the Anguish Man, okay, and it's believed to cause bad luck. Then there's the Bassano vase. It's a 15th century silver vase. Those who've owned it is said to die shortly after. Now you got the Busby's stoop chair. Now, if anybody knows of any out there in the chat room and you want to bring something up like this, please feel free to do so we can talk about it. And the third thing for now, Busby's stoop chair. And it's a wooden chair. And it's said to have been cursed by murderer Thomas Busby with wartime deaths and fatal accidents linked to it. So I'm going to put this question out there right now for you, everybody out there. Do you believe this? Or is it just war? Is it what do you think? Are they really cursed? Or, hey, Donna, good to see you. Or think about it. Is it possible that, hey, I heard a story about this painting called The Anguish Man. It's supposed to be cursed. Can we start? Can we have our own curse? Do you think by with this painting out there and everybody believing that it is cursed, can we add cursed energy to that item, to that object? Johnny says, I believe it. Can we do that? So we go and we see, we'll say the Hope Diamond, that's supposed to be cursed, right? Now we look at it, and then you read all kinds of things on it saying it is cursed. So automatically in our minds, we're saying, oh my God, this diamond is cursed. Do you think we put, we get the thought of it being cursed? Like, okay, we saw it in our brains. We're releasing, like, yeah, this is cursed. And do we curse ourselves by thinking that this object is cursed? And I hope that I understood that. You guys understood that. Mish says if you curse something or someone does, it comes back to you threefold. That's true, it does. Can you imagine how many threefolds there have been? Especially on that painting, The Anguish Man. Why would you want to curse something? To scare people away from it? So you can call it your own? You can have it for yourself? I don't think so. I think you do it just because some people are just like idiots. Okay? I believe that. Kurt says, I believe if you get a large group of people to all be convinced it's cursed, you could most likely manifest more of a negative energy into whatever item. You hit the nail right on the head, buddy. Because they pissed you off. Heidi says, and I know Heidi's really big on intentions, and it's true. Intentions are huge. I think there's a lot of factors to consider in each instance, which is true. Now, Heidi, we come back to the intentions, and I'm saying is like, okay, and I've been known that the Hope Diamond has been seriously cursed, so called, right? Now, with us putting our intentions into this cursed Hope Diamond, are we cursing it even more? That's the question. Without realizing we're cursing it. True, Mish. And Mish says, and how many curses are from another life? Or, I like that, Mish. Or, okay, think about it. What if we wanted to tell the story that the item is cursed? Just to see how far it goes. Heidi says, I think the terms cursed, demonic are thrown around too freely, though, but I do think there are cases of cursed things. True, Heidi. And this is like a list of so-called that I'm reading off of Wikipedia here. I don't know. It's kind of like a touchy subject. Okay, now there's some more stuff I want to get to, and we can talk a little bit more. It's called the Black Orlov, Orlov, and it's an Indian diamond said to bring an unshakable curse to anyone who carries it. Here we go right now. Said to bring an unshakable curse to anyone who carries that. Now, is it a myth? Is it a lore? Or is it a true curse? Is it because that back in, well, I don't know what century it was that it was discovered, could have been in the 18th, the 19th century, back when people really didn't understand what was going on with curses? that they just automatically believe it was. But right now we're in the 21st century. We're not dumb. That girl says, I did a research project on Otzi, the Iceman, and while I'm not dead yet, at least I don't think so. No, that girl, you're not dead yet. Mish said, my mom bought a bit of Irish rock home back in the 80s. Our family pretty much broke up. I now have that rock, and my whole family has disowned me. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to look that rock up, Mish. I am totally sorry about all that happening to you. You know, that's not, wow. Maybe that is true for Mish's deal. Um, Another one is the Black Prince's Ruby. It's a gemstone, and it's said to bring bad luck and early death to its owners. Yeah, Heidi, that's crazy. But this Black Prince's Ruby is a gemstone said to bring bad luck and early death to its owners. Now, that's something that I need to do a little research on and see if that's true. Or the Crying Boy. It's a painting. Okay, this guy's Italian. It's painting by Giovanni Bragolin, Bragolin, thought to be linked to fires in houses that display prints of the painting. Mish, it's crazy that you brought up about that rock. It kind of like changed everything that I was thinking about it. Oh yeah, they're starting to send messages to me. But that's Joe and Jay. Oh, that's you kid a lot, Mish. That's okay. But with Mish saying what happened with that stone that her mom brought back, it is very, very. Don't be sorry, Mish. Never, never, ever be sorry, especially in my room. Maybe these things are true, but then again, it also means that it could also ability be just a myth, you know, or a lore, or a story. Who knows? Who knows? And the next one I want to tell you about, is the conjured chest. Okay, it's not the conjure haunting; it's the conjured chest. It's a 19th century chest of drawers, said to have caused the death of 18 people who stored their clothes in it. Kurt says, I believe most people infuriate and instigate negative energy and spirits, most likely without knowing what they're doing, and get attached and find themselves trying to find a way out. That is so true, Kurt. So true. um, but this one here is kind of like pretty interesting here. It's called the Conjuring Chest. It's 19th century chest of drawers, said to have caused the death of 18 people who stored their clothes in it. But you know what I might have to do, everybody? Is actually take a couple of these curses and actually do some research on them to see if they're actually true. I don't know. With Mish telling me that story, man, my mind has opened up even more. And it looks like I have to go into some rabbit holes. All I want to know is, and no, I'm not talking about Mish. Post your rock then. Okay. I think of the people's, this is Heidi, I think the people's passion, the abilities they have, and that they know how to use them, the environment, the land, okay? Now we got another one. It's called the Delhi, Delhi, purple sapphire. Um, Amethyst thought to have been looted during an Indian mutiny of 1857. It is said to bring bad luck, including the loss of a professional singer's voice. So all these things that I'm telling you, everything, all these so-called curses on these items, okay? What do you guys believe? I want to hear from the people in the chat room. I want to hear from you people. What do you think of all these things that are supposed to be cursed? Is it a cursed item, or is it just a story or a myth? The next one is, oh gosh, okay, and I think this one was on Zach Bagan's show. It's called the DYBDUK box. It's an antique wine cabinet said to bring bad luck and nightmares. The Gold of Tolosa. It's a Roman treasure hoard. It is said to bring misfortune to those who stole it in their defeat in battle. Well, welcome back, Kevin. It is so damn good to see you, buddy. The parallel chat. You guys have to explain that to me. And then you got The Hands Resist Him. It's a painting by Bill Stoneham, said to cause nightmares. So if I make a painting, and I said, this painting causes nightmares, my gosh, I'm going to make millions of dollars off it. I don't know. It's all crazy. There's all kinds of stuff here. What is it? They're saying James Dean's car, the little bastard. It's a Porsche 550. Said to have caught fire years after Dean died in it and to have caused another car that reused one of its parts to crash. Now, here's a question. Heidi says, I apologize. I'm kind of lost getting distracted by Pa's toe beans pushing on me after he stole my chair. Denise McCall. Hey, Denise. Good to see you, hon. Denise says, I lived in Hawaii when I was younger. Don't take anything from the goddess Pele. People return lava stones all of the time because they believe they are cursed. That girl drinking too much wine causes nightmares too. Hey, Robert. There's my buddy, Robert Stephan Kinsella. I grew up with him. He's the best bud in the whole wide world. And thank you for popping in tonight, brother. Kevin says, if I log into your show from mainstream, it's one chat. And if I log indirectly to PPS, then your show is on another chat. Oh my goodness gracious, man. No wonder it's parallel. Well, I'm glad you're in the room though, there, buddy. I'm glad you're in the room. Let's see. The Muramasa swords made by the 16th century Japanese swordsmith, thought to lead to misfortune. Okay. And this is the one that that girl did. Otzi the Iceman. It's a mummified body from 3350 to 3105 BCE. Several people connected with its discovery died premature death. Kevin, okay. I don't know. It is possible. It might not be possible. But again, and I'll say it again, Mish, when you told me the story about that stone your mom brought home, wow, maybe these are all true. Maybe they're not all stories. I wouldn't know what to do. And let me ask you guys this question. Where the hell would I look in order to do research on all this kind of stuff? I don't know. I don't know. But I'll find a way. Because we're going to probably have another show on this. Um, and maybe I can get down to the details on this situation. And the famous one, okay, is called Robert. Not you, Robbie. Robert, the cloth doll. And it said to cause accidents and misfortunes to those who fail to respect it. And I know a person that went down to Florida. It's out of Florida. I'm going to say St. Augustine. I'm not sure of that. But if you have to get permission to talk to Robert, and if you don't get permission to talk to Robert, then Robert will cause all kinds of shit for the all kinds of accidents and stuff. They had that on TV, a couple on different type of shows, and I don't know. A lot of people want. It's funny because when you see people going to these things like the oddity show, or you know, shows that are unexplainable items and stuff like that, they're so excited to go into this to check these items out. But Robert the doll, so yeah, it does make creepy, Heidi. Yes, but you go into these things, and then I mean, you take the trip, go down, see Robert the doll, and you're all excited and pay your $150 to go see him. I'm lying there, I don't know. And you walk in, you see Robert the doll in the case. You're afraid to talk to it because of all the things that people have said, how it curses you. I don't know. I know for me, I'm 63. I've been cursed all my life. You know, there's some things some people said here. Let me get up there. Joni says, I've heard about that box. I would tell you more about it, but it would take a long time to write. Kevin says, I can sense its darkness just listening to your explanation, bitch. I believe you. Yeah. And Kurt says, I thought that sounded familiar the more Sean was saying. Agree, he's a little strange. Strange. I would have to say he's really, really freaking creepy. You know. And I can give you one more here, and then we're going to have to close up shop here. Okay, the last one I'm going to tell you about is the woman from Lemb, L-E-M-B. It's a limestone statue dating from 3500 BCE. I'm blessed to have met you all, Kevin. I'm truly blessed. And this woman of Leb, this limestone statue, is said to bring death to its owners. Oh my God. If you think it's death to the owners, then just don't go out and buy it. Denise McConnell says, I think people psych themselves up or attribute coincidences to objects, but I would avoid anything people say or curse. I agree with you, Denise. I agree with you. Now, I'm going to throw this out there, and we're going to have to close up shop because CL, she has Todd Bates coming on. Okay. I just lost my thought. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Well, I did lose my thought because I don't know why. I was distracted. Maybe I'm not supposed to bring it up. But my conclusion on all cursed things is that they do exist. Okay. A lot of them do. I believe some are fabricated. I really do. And I know some that are not fabricated, and they're all, thank you, Kevin. Gratitude to you, Heidi. But, some items are cursed, some items are not. It's just what our mindset is to the item that is supposed to be cursed. Would you allow that item with all the curse stuff news that you hear about it? Would you let it take over your mind and you just curse your own self? Or would you just go in with an open mind and say, okay, so this is cursed, so what? And walk away? I will be honest with you, I would just walk away. Seriously, I'd walk away. And just live for another day. Mitch says, thanks, Sean, for a good show. Oh, thank you. Thank you all for being here. And again, thank you all for the love and light, and the angels and the prayers. Because bubble up always either way. Yeah, yeah. So true, Heidi. But listen, we got to go. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Don't forget, thank you, Michelle. And don't forget, CL's Gateway Podcast is on next, about 9:10, 9:15, I do believe. And go over and give her some love. Tell her I said hello. Tell CL I said hello. Okay, I appreciate it. Kurt, that was a great discussion, Sean. Thank you and everyone. Glad you all. And on that note, children, if you can, please go to your parents, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And parents, please go to your children, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And if you don't have anybody, if you have no children, you have no parents, find somebody, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. Because those 3 words, I love you, go a long way. And on that note, good night, everybody. Sweet dreams. And see you next Sunday. Stay safe. Good night.